We're just gonna go live and talk,
Yeah.
Jeffrey. Just let me
Yeah.
know. Is that fine? Go
Okay.
ahead. No, just like normal. I want to have like a more of a one-on-one on this one. Go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, first off, hey guys.
What's up,
But
everybody?
yeah, like talking about like me and this college journey. My mom and I got some stuff done yesterday, so we're making some progress on that front. Just need to get a few more things done, and
Nice.
then we're pretty much set.
That's what's up. It's been so long since I talked to you. I wanted to ask you about how all that's been coming along. That's pretty exciting. Are you still going for film?
Yeah, still going for film.
Heck yeah, man.
And so yeah, with that going on, it's going pretty well, and I know I think it was like 2 live streams ago about me talking about hopefully doing a radio show thing on that. So really right now, all I can say is that probably isn't gonna happen. So,
Right.
but
I wish. I
yeah.
what ended up happening? Just like having to get like all the like rights and copyrights and shit like that. Like, is it some hiccup in that kind of area, or is it more a time issue? What's up,
Uh,
everybody?
no, really, right now, I guess you could kind of say it's a timing issue, but really, it's more about like I think I'm putting all of my energy right now in getting my foot in the door to college. So, really, right
Right.
now, so
Prioritizing. Right.
yeah, so right now, my main goal is getting into college and then go on from there. But really, also with that, I've also been working on some side projects that kind of build up to the Justice League Revelation story as well, which is kind of like a very unique video game way where each solo story is kind of takes place in the exact same time. So, like for example, I have like a slice of life story with John Kent, Superman's son, and Harley and Joker's daughter Lucy, and that's happening the same time as this Rose Wilson versus Deathstroke movie that I'm working on at the same time. That's kind of like a Predator style horror movie.
Ah, okay.
So yeah, that and it keeps on going until like it's kind of revealed at the end at the last movie that I'm working on as well, timeline wise, which is kind of like the grandiose Justice League formation, even though which is which that movie is going to which that movie is pretty much it's Raven, Damian Wayne, and Bloody Mary, who in this continuity is Raven's sister, going to hell to bring balance to it because Trigon actually ended up dying in the multiverse war against Darkseid, and
Ah,
so Damien, Lucy, while Damien, Raven, and Bloody Mary are in hell, you have John, Ken, Lucy, and Rose and the other Justice League members that have had their solo stories happen are they're helping fighting off demons on Earth, trying to contain the situation. So that's kind of like, so it's kind of like each solo movie is happening at the same time, but it's kind of like a 8 hour Justice League movie with solo movies happening in between. So if that does sound very challenging and hard as hell, it definitely it definitely is, but it is coming around pretty well. Yeah, it is coming along pretty well.
All right. Let's say real quick in the chat, shout out to Timothy Dahlbeck, Game City Savior. Hey, he said, hey. Pedro said, hashtag DCEU, hashtag the truth 31. Hashtag restore the Snyderverse. Hashtag it's not over. Hashtag Snyderverse till I die. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And Daniel Martin, yo, T Flame, Jeffrey, what up?
Hey.
Pedro says strong arm flicks for WB president. Hey, all right. Look, there's I can get behind that. I can get behind that. Yeah. We're gonna put a star, pin that. Anyone against the Snyderverse, be prepared. I'm not afraid to take a stand.
Yep.
Fire Daniel Martin, fire Zaslav and gun. T Flame and Jeffrey 2024. Hey, I'm down.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
Pin that. I mean, it seems like they just hire anybody, right? I mean,
yeah, because really right now, because didn't David Goyer say, like, yeah, didn't David Goyer, the guy who wrote Man of Steel, didn't he say that they just had 20 films on a whim when it came to the first regime of Warner Brothers, like at that time for a DC plan, even though they didn't know what they were gonna do. Like they just announced 20. They basically just had a shotgun and just blasted it, aim it without any aim.
Well, and we're gonna jump right into the main topics now. So after this quick break, guys.
Seriously, what the hell's wrong with you people?
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Hey, all right, welcome back, guys. So, man, so Jeffrey, I want to jump into some of the topics though that I really wanted to talk about. This is kind of like I've missed quite a bit, so I kind of wanted to, kind of throw in fucking and just like a shotgun and just a barrage in every area, kind of touch base with a lot of things that have happened. I know the Aquaman 2 trailer released quite a couple of days ago, a while ago, and I missed it and everything. I haven't been on the channel in quite some time officially. What did you think about the Aquaman 2 trailer that we got? And what do you think about the reports that Vulko will not be in this movie? Do you think that was planned? Do you think that there's some funny business there? And what did you think about the tone and story-wise about what we did get in the Aquaman 2 trailer?
So, as I said on Twitter, I don't know if you guys saw my tweet or not, but basically I'm gonna say the same thing that I said in that tweet, which I have seen the trailer multiple times, and I still kind of feel the same way about it. Where the trailer itself, with the action, looks grand and epic, but the story to me but the story bits that we get with Orm and Aquaman and really just what's going on, it kind of gives off a sitcom vibe, which is one of my pet peeves of entertainment, I guess you could say, because that generally isn't really my cup of tea when it comes to it. And really, as for like the whole rumor of Volko not being in the Aquaman movie, because really I can say I can really believe that. I really could see that happening because I saw the details of that rumor, and apparently there was like it was talking about a whole plot about there was a illness with the whole pollution going on, and I did hear
where they killed him. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a whole subplot about them killing Volko off screen in one cut of the film because of some illness that ran rapid through Atlantis. And I thought that was very unlikely and fucking stupid. I seriously doubt that the Volko that we got that played see, my issue is that he played a very pivotal fucking role in Zack Snyder's Justice League and even in the first original Aquaman movie, that for him to just be killed off by a mere mention of an illness, and it's like a one line and you'll miss it. I feel that is fucking dumb. I feel like that was never the plan. I feel like the shit with Volko probably had something to do with him that tied in with the other Batmen that were going to be in the movie. And I feel like that is why they removed him from the movie. And then they decided to film a version where they killed him off screen and decided, no, that'd be stupid and piss off everybody. Let's cut that too. I really feel like when I seen the story bits, like you said, Jeffrey, I feel like what's happened is that this film has went through so many different iterations, this film has been pushed back 4 fucking times now.
Yep, and
that's more than the Flash, right? Correct?
Yeah, and from what I understand, looking at what James Wan has been posting on Instagram, replying to comments and stuff, he sounds pretty much done with the whole Aquaman production.
Yeah, you can tell by the I've seen that too. Even when I'm Ghost Jeffrey, I'm still watching.
Yeah.
And it's just that, you can tell that he cannot, because of contractual obligations, be like, hey guys, but he's made it very clear over all these pushbacks, through all these reshoots, he is not fucking happy. And right now, he's got to basically sell us, a lemon with a smile on his face and act like it's his, but he can't even keep the smile up on his face because he's just so worn out and over it. Like, he didn't even, at one point, he said he don't even know what fucking version of the movie is going to be released.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like, dude, I don't blame him. He's been fucking with this movie for what now? Like 3 years straight? 4 years?
Yep. 4 years.
Almost 4 years just reshooting the same fucking movie. Holy shit. Like, no wonder why the guy said he don't want to be anywhere near the fucking ocean ever again in his life. He said, when I go on vacation, I don't want to be anywhere near the damn ocean ever again. Like, that poor dude, man. Like, and I guarantee you, like I said, Warner Brothers they're so fucking dirty and crooked, bro. I guarantee you there was probably some kind of bit where Volko was like pivotal to like almost like their own mini Justice League. Like, Volko was going to have a little more action, and there was going to be the 2 Batman and Volko and Aquaman and Mira, You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? And they were going to be like kind of squatted up like a mini like underwater Justice League type deal. And when all that shit went away, when Gunboy came in and passed out his notes, you know, that was like probably the third fucking time that they pivoted the movie away from, and you know, and he flat out won't even say whether the Batmans are in the movie. I think it's very clear, given the trailer, that all the Batmans have been, especially Ben Affleck, have been completely scrubbed from the movie, and that's you know some bullshit. When Jason Momoa came out himself and was like, "Yeah, Batman's back," Ben Affleck's back, and took them pictures. You know, they were on the set secretly filming scenes with him as Bruce Wayne. And it's just like, how do you walk that back? Because you had someone come out, and yeah, it was a while ago, you had someone come out and announce that, you know, this actor was back, and you've got pictures, a photo shoot, you've got leaked footage of Momoa saying, this is what happens, Warner Brothers, when you have a tour, and here they are, right in front of our trailer.
Yep.
He's like, with a smart ass voice, like, "What are you doing, WB?" Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing my part to keep this shit secret for y'all, and y'all don't even care. Like,
but yeah, like for real, like with Warner Brothers and with Warner Brothers not knowing what they're doing with their whole promotion and stuff, and really that was the interesting thing about this too. Like, I don't know if you saw this comment, but when they showed remember when there was, before the trailer came out, the trailer for Aquaman 2 came out, there were a whole bunch of rumors at the same day happening around the same time saying that the internet was actually pointing this out, saying pretty much that Aquaman 2 is gonna have the shortest gap between the first trailer and the movie release for a theatrical movie, which when they brought that up, that was actually pretty interesting, and they kind of like were speculating at the same time about maybe they don't believe in the movie that well, and then literally the next day there's suddenly a teaser for the trailer, but it's not like it's not a teaser trailer. It's like literally a teaser for the trailer. And James Wan actually replied to a comment saying that, like, a teaser for a trailer, ha ha ha. And then James Wan replied saying, "Yeah, I know, it's ridiculous." And I'm like, yeah, like he is really done.
He's like, really? You really put out a fucking teaser for the trailer? Not a teaser trailer, a teaser for the trailer after you done pushed this movie back 16 billion times? Yeah, we've been working on this movie for 4 years.
Yeah, and the thing is too, with that comment, I now believe
5 years.
Yeah, and
oh my god. Holy shit, when did the first Aquaman come out?
2018, so...
And it's almost 2024?
Yep, so...
So I've been working on this for over 5 years.
Yep.
Just
That's literally half a decade.
Just consistently reshooting the same movie. Holy shit. That is insane, bro.
Yeah, there was like a whole rumor going on about how James Wan was threatening to sue Warner Brothers if they delayed the movie.
I believe that.
I believe that 100% now. I really do.
Dude, you know, and what sucks is Wan is a very talented director, and whatever version they release, they're going to hammer him for it. But let's be honest, we know whatever's releasing is what the studio wants. Because if they were going to let Wan release his version of this movie, this fucking movie would have came out 3 years ago.
Yep.
At least, maybe
Yeah,
longer.
at least.
So
Yep.
it's very clear that, you know, that these, how do you have someone make you over $1 billion and then you don't let them make the fucking sequel to the movie that they made in the first place? Like, actually let them make the movie. Like,
Yep.
that is the dumbest, wildest, most incompetent shit I've ever heard a studio ever do in my life. This studio just really, really hates money. They really, really hate themselves. I don't know how else to explain this.
Yep. I don't know how to explain it either.
Sean Franklin, what up?
Hey.
He said, so Pedro says, so they make James Wan stay silent about his medical visit because of the stress he was put under by WP. Oh, wow. Yeah, I heard a little something about that.
Yeah, I did hear about that.
Yeah, can you imagine the fire that studio would be under if it came out like that it was directly because of Warner Brothers that he was like in a stress-induced like coma or something, like he had like a seizure, like if he had some kind of serious medical problem because of the severe stress and work environment that Warner Brothers put him under for all these years, under contract, 5 years, just reshooting and reshooting and reshooting. That would drive me insane, bro. That would drive me insane.
Yep.
5 years, Jeffrey.
Yeah, like that. Yeah, that's
5 years. I can't get over that. And it was actually longer than that since the first movie came out. But I just know for sure that this movie's been in the works for 5 years.
Yep, and that's the thing too. Like, don't forget, because I still remember this to this day about the whole Trench movie that was supposed to come out. That's
what should have been made. That's what Wyatt wanted to make.
Yeah, because I don't know if a lot of people remember this, but a lot of people probably do remember the Trench movie being canceled.
Yeah,
and the lazy excuse that was given was because of the Snyder Cut, which we all know was the BS. But
he made you $1 billion, and you tell him, nope, let's not go with one of your film ideas.
Yeah, and
how stupid you got to be as a studio.
And James, and I don't know if you guys know about this, but James Wan actually revealed last year. Yeah, it was actually last year. He revealed that Trench movie that was canceled was actually a secret secret solo Black Manta movie about him going down to the trench to gather a army, and that was going to be
and to get his grandfather's discovering his grandfather's manta shit, like his right.
Yep, and that movie would
have been fire, bro.
And that movie was supposed to be the bridge to Aquaman 2.
See,
so
wow.
Yeah, like that was the whole plan, and that whole Black Trident thing that was actually the main plot too, where apparently it was supposed to be like a dark retelling, like a evil retelling of the classic King Arthur tale. So yeah, like that sounds pretty awesome. Like a movie that I would actually pay to see, like a evil reverse retelling of Excalibur. That sounds dope.
Dude, that was been fucking. That's what I'm saying, man. This studio is just so fucking ignorant, man. And I'm sorry for all the F-bombs, but I have been going through a lot of shit lately, and I don't have very many fucks left to give. So Timothy Dahlbeck, he said, I'm not even going to watch this on streaming. How do you kill a film? Use a gun. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Oh man, TY Bone Skybird. WBD is totally a mess because they're the ones screwing over, especially James Gunn, to destroy everything. This is why I'm not supporting WBD. Hashtag fire James Gunn. Sean Franklin, what up, Sean Franklin?
Hey.
All right. Have you played Mortal Kombat 1?
No. I can
have
say
not neither.
I haven't played that either, but I am pretty busy now with Cyberpunk's expansion, Phantom Liberty, that dropped, and I can say that yeah, it definitely is amazing. Like the story is very gripping, and Idris Elba is doing and to be experiencing a project with Keanu Reeves and Idris Elba in the same movie in the same game is really just nerve-wracking to me still.
What are you talking about exactly again?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, I got it, dude. I've been wanting to check that out. Like, I've seen all the gameplay of it and trailers of it when it first came out, and I still have yet to sit down and play that game myself, and I really, really want to. Because for one, I'm a big fan of Keanu and Idris Elba over the years. He's really grown on me too.
But yeah, it really is. But yeah, like that 2.0 update that just dropped, basically enhanced the game entirely. Like the 2.0 update was like 50 gigabytes extra.
Holy, it's that dude. The 2.0 update was that significant, bro?
Yeah, it was that significant. Where it's pretty much a completely new game where you can now have vehicle combat, like shoot from your car while driving, do crazy quick hacks, and it really is such a amazing overhaul.
Now, when you play this
the game before.
So when you play this, Jeffrey, do you primarily play this online or offline?
It's really a offline game, but there was supposed to be a multiplayer aspect to it, but I think the video game company CG Project Red just dropped that entirely because it was too complicated for them.
Damn, that would have been cool.
But yeah, like it is single player. It is a single player game, and really, I played it like 6 times now. Yeah, 6 times now with the Phantom Liberty expansion pass out. But
like, how does it go? It's like you primarily, when you play it, Jeffrey, you're playing like story mode, or what would you call it? I've never played it.
It is basically story mode where you choose your life path between a nomad street kid and someone in a corporation, and basically your character does this heist that goes completely wrong, and then you basically have a biochip that has Keanu Reeves' character. It has his character's soul, more or less, in a shard, and you have the shard in your head. And basically, it's like a ticking time bomb, basically. So you basically have to find out how to help yourself throughout the game. And really, I think, and really, like, if you play like if you just play the main missions, it's a very short game, and really kind of like nothing really happens. But this is really a game where to fully experience the game, you have to play the side missions, because the side missions are really where this game really shines. Where people say the writing is good, they're talking about the main and the side missions.
Okay. And Qatar says Ganocchio sucks big time. So anyway, the next thing I want to talk about is so apparently I am sure that you guys have all heard Mr. Gunboy and Peter Safran and Mr. Zaslav have been making moves for the new DCU and DC Studios, and they have decided that they are going to move them to the UK and create them their own building space there, because basically in the UK it's cheaper to get shit done. Like, so I can't remember exactly how it was explained. I watched someone really break this down, and basically it shows already out the gate that they don't have a lot of faith in the DCU.
Yep, because
so apparently they get like a credit. Because if they build this studio in the UK on the Warner Brothers lot, right? They said something along I can't remember who it was I was listening to. This was broke down like perfectly, like very well. I'm hacking it to pieces, but basically they get like a certain amount of a tax write-off. They get a certain amount of credit towards the budgets, and it's also cheaper to be made while it's there too. Like cheaper for production budgets to be like, I don't know how to explain it, but bottom line is they're doing all this shit to save $1.
Yeah, because
so right off the gate, that sounds like we're going to be getting cheap MCU rip-off pieces of shit. But go ahead, Jeffrey.
And yeah, because really, I didn't really understand, because when I saw that about like DC Studios having a actual studio, and I heard that they were going to the UK, I was like, wait, why are they going to the UK? Because to me, immediately that was fishy. But then again, it really does make sense with what you're saying about like how it's cheaper, because this is something I didn't know about the Matrix movies at all, at least for the first one, when the first Matrix movie came out. Like, apparently the first Matrix movie wasn't filmed in WB's lot at all. It was actually filmed entirely in Brazil.
Oh, wow.
It apparently was filmed entirely in Brazil because Warner Brothers didn't believe that the Matrix would do well. Like, it was filmed completely in Brazil because of that reason, because Warner Brothers didn't believe in it.
Yep. So that's basically Mr. Zaslav has pulled the trigger on this. Because to me, it sounds like Zaslav, see, they're positioning this move to be like a power move, and be like, yeah, you see how the articles and headlines, how they're spinning this narrative. Like, yeah, they doubled down on James Gunn and Peter Safran, building them their own lot. No, mother freaker. They're taking them to the fucking UK to be stationed permanently. That is for multiple reasons that have to do with finance issues. That means that they're broke, and that means that they don't have faith in these cocksuckers. That's what that means.
Yeah, because really, this is actually something. Now that you think about it, like, this is actually a really good point. Like, you can hate the MC. We can say how the MCU isn't doing well at all and stuff like that recently. But the thing is, like, even
4KO,
like
what up?
Kevin Feige doesn't have Marvel Studios doesn't have a lot of their own, really. Now that I think about it, like, do they really? Does Marvel? Yeah. Now that I think about it, does Marvel Studios have a lot of their own?
I mean, they probably do. You would think. I'm sure they do, but you know, I mean, that's not really here nor there. But you know, I'm not sure on that. But I wanted to say what up to the 4KO, brother.
Hey,
WB has its picks and chooses on what they want to go all in for. Oh yeah,
oh
they've
yeah,
always been
definitely.
they've always been a very, very biased, very reactionary, and very biased studio.
Yep, they always go green on Batman, like that. Batman and his rogues gallery. Just look at the Joker too. Like, we're getting a Joker and Harley musical, which I still wholeheartedly am not interested in seeing. Like,
Yeah, you know, I don't really know how to feel about that, you know, but I just you know, I just know that it's just, you know, I don't know how they spin these narratives, you know, like they can pull the most obvious, blatant, disrespectful bullshit move, and then the headline will be WB doubles down on backing James Gunn and Peter Safran as they get the, and I'm like, bro, chill the god, man. How much money are these dudes paying you to say this dumb shit? Like, at this point, nobody believes you. Hell, you didn't believe yourself when you wrote that down on paper. Like, the MCU stayed committed, and that's one thing I give them credit for. Yeah, for better or worse, the MCU sees shit through to the end, and in the end, they get a payoff for it. You know.
Yep.
Well, at least they always have.
Yep.
Chris Thermo, he said, I always said that DC can't copy Marvel. A shared universe won't work for them. Standalone universes are the way to go for them. So he's saying universe, like, you know, a standalone universe.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the Staniverse and the Gunverse should run separately. They should run separately, you know. So what he's saying is, like, you're gonna have a standalone universe. It's still a shared universe, but it's a standalone. It's not like something that goes across fucking, you know, cartoons, comics, television, and movie. It's like,
yeah, because
they're pulling the trigger on this shit so late. Nobody cares anymore. The MCU did this for years and years and years and years and years, and successfully, and milked every dollar out of their consumer, and they were happy to give it to them. You guys think that after all the moves that you've made, pissing off and destroying every fucking piece of fan base that you've ever had, you know, and all you got now is a lot of weird ass motherfuckers that are, you know, people like to say, oh, you're a Zack Snyder fan, not a DC fan. That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. Okay.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, though. These people now that are breaking their way into the DC fandom, they are actual James Gunn fans. They're not MCU fans. They're James Gunn fans. They're Gunn boys. And it's like, that's what your new fan base is, a bunch of weird motherfuckers that aren't going to pay for anything that James Gunn, and there's not enough of them. That we'll see when this shit gets off the ground. I seriously doubt that by time in 3 more years from now, when James Gunn finally releases something that he actually filmed and wrote and the DCU, I seriously doubt that they're going to amount more than not very many of them, you know?
Yeah.
I seriously doubt it. We'll see. Time will tell. But there is not as many of them as they want to act like. And on top of that, you've got too much ill will from lots of fans that are still waiting for you to finish what you started.
Yep. And that's the thing, too. Like, going on with what you're saying, like, the only, and really, I'd still give Lucasfilm credit for this, and I'm talking strictly Disney Star Wars here, like the Disney era of Star Wars at this point. With the sequel trilogy, as much as I hate it, like, they still are committed to this one singular story, which I do give them credit for, because there is some Star Wars stuff that I do like that that are very artistic in their own way. Like, for example, like the EA's Jedi games and the Ahsoka show. Even though I don't like the sequel trilogy, I still love the Star Wars content that Disney is putting out outside of that. So like, people come at me saying, "Oh, you're just people like Star Wars sequel fans are come at me actually saying, "Oh, you're just a George Lucas era fan." Like, no, I actually like some of Disney. I actually do like some of the Disney era stuff
Right.
as well.
And Jeffrey, if you also notice too that the fans the very few amount of fans that Gunn has brought in, they're younger than you are, most of them.
Yeah,
and they talk a lot of shit, and it's like, dude, like, is it past? I told a couple of them. I said, ain't it past your bedtime? And this motherfucker was like, no, I still got another hour left. I was like,
I remember that.
You remember that? I just started dying laughing. I'm like, bro.
Yeah, because obviously
this is what they want the new fan base to be.
Because I saw that because I saw your intention in that tweet that you put out, and obviously it was like, oh, you're making a joke about it. But then he actually responded that.
Oh
yeah, like, you were just joking, like I saw that, and I actually said out loud, like, dude, he's only joking.
Yeah, it was, oh man. Oh, but no, Qatar said shared universe can work for DC. You only have to do a serious storyline or a real wacky one from the start. Well, I mean, I disagree with. I half agree with you, Qatar. Half disagree. I think that if you want to do and when I say serious, I don't mean like serious as in serious tone. But if you seriously want to do a true shared universe, in the manner that Gunn and the new DCU studios is planning to do, I think right off rip, it can't be a wacky one. I mean, even the MCU, the first two or three entries, Iron Man 1 was a very fucking serious movie. And I dug the shit. I really, like that. I don't know what happened after the first Iron Man movie. No, it was never, like, he had that quirkiness, that playboyness, that jokiness, but it was nowhere near on the level that they dialed it up in all the sequels.
Yep, and there's a reason why people
Incredible Hulk, Edward Norton, Iron Man 1. Then we're very Thor 1.
Thor 1, like people are coming back to it now, but people are coming back to the first Thor movies now, but I was actually a day one defender of Thor: The Dark World. Like, I was
Thor: The Dark World. I like that.
Like even though people are coming around to it now, like, saying that you loved Thor: The Dark World was a very controversial take for the MCU at that time. But now after Thor: Love and Thunder, people are coming back to it and saying, yeah, I might have been too harsh on that movie. Right.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And you see what they did. They basically did with the Thor movies what they've done to the entire Snyderverse. The movie. Think about the tone of Man of Steel, the first Man of Steel, right?
Yep.
It was serious, a little dark, but had a lot of rays of hope and optimism in it, right?
Yep.
Think about the first Thor movie, right?
Yep.
Now, what happened with the sequel to Man of Steel? BVS went super dark. Think about the sequel to Thor: The Dark World, went super dark. Guess what happened? Both movies fuck tons of criticism, a lot of fucking backlash, a lot of bullshit. Guess what happens? The sequel, they bring in a whole new director to put a whole new product with it.
Yep.
Justice League and Thor Ragnarok.
Yep.
But at least with Ragnarok, you hired the fucking director from beginning to finish to give you what his true vision was of whatever quirkiness he was going to do. It wasn't a hack job of, hey, this guy filmed the whole movie and his daughter died. Let's bring someone in and retool the footage. Maybe we'll be able to change it into something else and it'll be better. No, that was stupid, you know. But basically, that was the closest comparison. And still nothing on the level that they did with DC, because they end up rocking the entire DC universe and the DC extended universe in general over this shit. See, they only did that shit from Thor movie to Thor movie. The DC, Warner Brothers applied this shit to the whole DCEU and fucked the whole thing up, man.
Yep.
But very similar comparisons to me. I really like the first two Thor movies.
Yep.
I really do. I kind of like the third one for the Hulk, just because the fact that it's the only time with the MCU Hulk that you get to see the real Hulk be the Hulk, walk, talk, eat, sleep, fight, get into his mind a little bit, see that he, you know. And the thing is with me that really clashes with the Russo brothers' vision for the Hulk. And like I said, I keep saying I'm going to make a video on this, and I never do, Jeffrey. What happened? What was the point in Ragnarok to getting us knowing and loving the Hulk character? Getting to see that he's not just the monster. He's a person, too.
Yeah.
Didn't we go into fucking Infinity War and basically... because you guys went with the alternate cut that you went with, you basically had Bruce Banner use a machine to permanently murder the Hulk and steal his powers and murder the Hulk to where that persona is permanently gone and dead.
Yep.
That is severely fucked up, and that's a huge disconnect for me, because there was a version of Infinity War where in Endgame where the Hulk comes to terms and Bruce is speaking with the Hulk.
Yep.
They become friends and they learn how to cycle between each other at will. And then eventually that Professor Hulk form is when at the end was like going to be like a mega form of the two of them coming together to be able to use Bruce's wits and slim down a little bit for more speed, but still have almost all the strength of the Hulk. It was supposed to be something special, and instead it was just something that they glossed over real quick, and then they turned into a giant comedy quirk with the Hulk eating fucking tacos and made him a big fucking laughing stock. And he really didn't do jack shit.
Yep, and that's the thing too. Like you can actually look it up. Like
they have the stills.
Like you can actually see the scene or a part of the scene of the Hulk and Bruce coming to terms with one another in Infinity War, because there's actually a YouTube video out there where the CGI is incomplete, but you can see what they were going for, where you have Bruce, where you have Professor Hulk in Infinity War for a little bit, where Black Widow is in a part of the Wakandan jungle, and she sees Hulk, and he's talking to Wanda as Bruce, saying pretty much we've come to terms with one another and we're cool now. Like, and so yeah, like that scene and whole plot point is in another version of the Infinity War.
I feel like there was a much better version of Infinity War and Endgame. I really feel like they rushed the Russo brothers to get that out of the gate quick as possible. and they did the best that they could because there's inconsistencies with the CGI in the third act and in Endgame and in Infinity War. No, I mean in Infinity War, there's inconsistencies in the third act where you see like Ant-Man is like shrunk down and he's flying inside something. But then in the background, you see Giant Ant-Man running with all these heroes at the same time. And you're like, what is going on? You know, there's so many things that people, like, if this would have been a Zack Snyder movie, oh, they would have tore this shit to smithereens. But see, this is the difference that WB needs to learn. When you've got a consumer that you've been consistently just pleasing their needs for years and years and years and years, they're like, you know what? That shit was still fire. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And they still go out, give it a positive rating. They still spread positive word of mouth. You know what I mean? No one's making videos being negative about it. And see, and that's the thing. That's what happens when you have a positive and loyal fan base that you have taken care of for their needs and their wants for years. And see, in DC, they've consistently just bitch smacked the customer, spit in their face, slam the gate down in front of them. We don't want your money. Basically, like, you know, they've been pulling this shit for so long. And then at the same time, they're treating the actors, directors like dog shit in the background, just like the fans. Like, it's just such a night and day difference. It's insane. But really, though, like, I just feel like in the MCU, the only thing that I really, truly think, everything else, the little mistakes that they made here and there, the Russo brothers, they still did a pretty damn good job. But like I said, I just really think that I really wish to this day that Mark Ruffalo would talk about what happened, what made them pivot from that original story idea that they built up. See, and this is the thing, because they built this whole Bruce and the Hulk persona as two separate people. It's solidified. They're two separate people. It isn't Bruce just becomes insane. It's like, no, they're literally two separate people. And they build up on this persona and get you to know the Hulk in Ragnarok, which I know some of that was mandated and some of it was, you know, Taiki Wati, you know, that was mandated for the Hulk to be in it. And you know, and he just kind of worked around what they had, you know what I mean? And did you know, his thing with the other shit. So that would have went and made that Ragnarok movie so much more significant. And you can tell that there is a version of Infinity War and Endgame where they do build off of what they were setting up with the Hulk and Ragnarok.
Yeah, because that's the thing.
And that would have been way better payoff.
Yeah, because that's the thing too with, because I don't know if you've been watching the Russo brothers Extraction movies on Netflix. Like, they I'm seeing them create what they want with the characters that they have. I'm really curious. Like, I'm really curious now on what a full-on Russo's Avengers Infinity War movie would have been like without studio interference. Because the Russos, now that I think about it, the Russos did direct Captain America Winter Soldier, which everyone says is in their top 3 MCU movies.
And this is how insecure and dirty Warner Brothers is. If you Google The Suicide Squad was a flop. It says it was a hit. How, Sway? They're still using the COVID excuse, even though Godzilla vs. Kong killed it at the box office.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. This movie loses $200 million. It was a massive hit. It's just crazy, bro. The fake hype and excitement with gun fans is ridiculous. Yeah. Was there, you know, but then you got people like Zack Snyder that make movies that make $900 million at the box office, and that's a fucking flop.
Yeah, and
look at that's a flop. And you got people that lose the studio $200 don't even make $200 million and lose the studio hundreds of millions of dollars, and they say, oh, it was a hit.
Yeah, like, how was it a hit if it only made 100 million? And you can't use the COVID excuse, because if I am correct, like, yeah, like Godzilla versus Kong killed it at the box office, and so did Tom and Jerry. Like the live action Tom and Jerry movie also killed it in the box office, which really makes that there is no excuse for COVID. So yeah, really think about that. Tom and Jerry made a bigger profit than James Gunn's Suicide Squad, and you can't use the COVID excuse or even the same day and date thing that HBO Max had with their movies at the time, where it was like the movie will both be on HBO Max. And the thing was, okay, yeah, the thing was that for a time, HBO, the movies that Warner Brothers had would be on HBO Max and movie theaters at the same time, and still Godzilla versus Kong made more money than the Suicide Squad. Like,
yeah, just complete horseshit on their part, man.
yeah.
You know, Daniel Martin, Russo brothers ruined Hulk. You know, I really do. I really think that they wanted Thanos to make everybody shit breaks to the point where they decided, you know what, let's depower the Hulk a little bit, you know? Like, because they really wanted, I feel like they wanted to come in and they wanted their legacy to be Thanos. Like, and they wanted Thanos to just fuck shit up and put fear in the audience. And I feel like at the last minute, I do feel like it was a Russo brothers decision. One of them decided, like, hey, let's make him some silly ass taco eating motherfucker. And let's take away, like, let's just decanonize all the super fucking powered strength and different moves the Hulk has. And every movie virtually besides this one.
Yep.
But I do also know that they filmed what was going to be a canological, and I guarantee it was Mark Ruffalo's fucking story, because he was working hand in hand, and they were basically letting Mark Ruffalo have a lot of input and taking it very seriously, because he was the only character they told him right off rip, we're not giving you a solo Hulk movie. But what we'll do is we will scatter an arc that you like for the Hulk over the course of 6 or 7 movies.
Yep.
And I know that something happened in Infinity War and Endgame, and Mark Ruffalo did not ultimately get his way in the final cut, and they fucked him, because I know that his Hulk wasn't supposed to be a big, goofy, taco-eating motherfucker with a fucking limp dick arm. Like, he was supposed to fuck Thanos up, bro. At least give him one.
Yeah, they were clearly
supposed to at least get... Yeah,
they were clearly building up to that. Because I still remember a lot of people coming out of Infinity War, saying that they can't wait to see Hulk versus Thanos round 2. Like, people were ready for Hulk versus Thanos round 2.
Yeah, and you know what? We never did get to see the alternate footage from Endgame. We did from Infinity War. You know, about the Hulk with the CGI half partially done.
Yeah.
I wonder what I don't think it ever was leaked. I wonder what the alternative footage was for Endgame for our comedian taco eating Hulk. I wonder what the alternative footage would have looked like for Professor Hulk with the version they were going for as like a last minute power up, where he took on this new mysterious form to fist fight him one-on-one, tactical and smartly.
Yep.
That's probably what they were going for. Like after one-on-one Hulk was whooping his ass and had, and they were switching back and forth between Smart and Braun. And then finally, I bet you that wasn't enough. Probably looked like he got knocked out. And after like a while, he came back too. And I bet you that was when he got his third wind. And that form was supposed to be a big surprise. Like, oh, like a cheer moment. I guarantee you. And he was supposed to just be like tactical. You know what I mean? Just, piecing him up. Like, a little smaller, slenderer, almost full strength, but much faster. But now he has literally got the brain of Bruce Banner at the same time. To be able to use weapons and use this and strategize, put this together, make a bomb, light this on fire, and throw it. You know what I mean? Like, they were going to go for that. And that would have been fucking amazing.
Yep.
That's what I think they were going for. And it is, if they were going for anything like what I just said, that is such a missed opportunity. And if I was Mark Ruffalo, I would be so fucking hot fire. Because that's supposed to be, at that point, he didn't know he'd be coming back for a fucking She-Hulk TV series.
Yeah.
There was a laughing stock, I might add.
That now that I think about it,
the end of the end for him, for all of them.
Yeah,
and for his character to go out like the way that they ended up making him go out, that was some bullshit, man.
Like really, it's kind of like you built him up to be that he was going to be this broken character that we know the Hulk is in the comics, and then you just kind of gave him the dad bod treatment where he's just like a stay at home dad or something at the end with his She-Hulk, because that's pretty much what he was in She-Hulk, like kind of useless in a sense.
Useless, broken down, taco eating comedian, fucking armless, fucking limp arm. And then like they just fucked up the whole origin story of how She-Hulk. And then She-Hulk is like, it's like an activist thing, but it's like the same time she's just like sleeping with random dudes. Like, do I look hotter like this or like this? Like come on, man. Like, I don't know. It just, I don't know. Like you're seriously sleeping with people in your Hulk form. I mean, if the guy Hulk was to do that, I'm sure a lot of people would have a problem with that back in the day.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy. Betty, here I come. That would. But no, it's okay when I don't know. I don't really want to all that. It's stupid.
Because it was actually really weird too about how in She-Hulk they really downplayed the Bruce Banner's whole backstory about like saying, She-Hulk has been through a lot worse than Bruce because of some whole political stuff. Yet in the Hulk's and Bruce's backstory, he had a abusive dad. Like he literally had a abusive dad in his life. Like really think about that. Like he had a abusive father.
Exactly. No way they would have let that fly on screen. No way.
Yo, Mike.
No. They kind of hinted at that in Ragnarok when he was walking and the Hulk was like, or when Thor was like, I wish I could unsee that.
Oh yeah.
He just got out the bathtub. Yeah. Oh man, we're some fools, man. Jesus. Oh, hashtag Hulk canceled.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, like but yeah.
Oh man, look at Chris Thermal says Zaslav pats himself on the back for Barbie making $100 million this year. Get the fuck out of here. That is my exact sentiments. Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I have for David Zaslav. Anyway, but no, that it's just but yeah, there's also, like I said, we kind of glanced over, we just kind of jumped over this. There's also a rumor that the Aqua Baby might get killed in the movie. I seriously doubt it, because the fact that even though that is comic accurate, you got to remember the studio has gotten their hands on this movie. Maybe in one of the 5 years of different cuts that they've made, this happened. But the version that we're gonna get is gonna be so watered down. It's gonna be so fucking cheesy, and you can already tell they're rushing to finish the special effects last minute, because they didn't look finished. They didn't look nowhere near on par with the first movie.
Yeah, and really that's the thing too. Like, I do think this, at least. I do think that they will at least kill off Mira. I do think they will kill her off because of the whole Amber Heard situation still. So I do think they will kill off Mira. But as for killing the baby, I don't think they'll go that far with it. Like, because they kind of did that with the Flash, and we know how that turned out with the whole baby shower scene. Like, apparently that's what they're calling it, the baby shower scene, where the babies are falling off of the building. Like, apparently that's what it's called. So, but yeah, I really do think that this movie probably isn't going to do very well, because I don't really see a lot of people talking about it heading in, and we're already heading into it.
Dude, it's been so long since the first movie. People are just don't care anymore, I don't think.
Yeah.
It's been like literally almost 6 years since the first movie. And there's been so much bullshit that's happened with this studio and with this brand since the first one came out. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think this movie will make at least $250 million, but I don't see it making more than that. I really don't. If it does, we'll see what it does. I mean, I have no idea what this movie will do. To be honest. I really don't think it'll be an issue, though, just because it's Jason Momoa and it's the Aquaman brand that made $1 billion. I think that this movie will probably make $250 million. But what is the budget on this thing? It's got to be ridiculous, dude.
Yeah, because
and even if the budget is a little lower than the first movie, which I seriously doubt, the amount of reshoots that they've went through, 5 rounds of reshoots, we're never going to know what the real budget is. It's way higher than whatever they say it's going to be, bro. It's way higher than whatever they're going to report that it is. I want to look it up right now, actually.
So right now it says the budget is $205 million.
Okay. So, and they're going to try to say for marketing that they didn't spend anything. That's why they're trying to do all this. They already know it's going to bomb, so that's why they're trying not to market the fuck out of it, so that they can pretend like. But I already know that it's going to need $600 million minimum.
You there?
Yeah. You're freezing on your end.
I'm good on my end, but you were just cutting off. So, but yeah, like, I really don't think that this movie, movie, Aquaman 2 is going to be a lot more expensive than people are going to give it credit for, because
Hi, Igor.
this is still something that a lot of people don't remember. Like a few weeks ago, I think it was, Patrick Wilson a few weeks ago said that they got done with more reshoots recently. They just got done with more reshoots a few weeks ago. So if they're still reshooting stuff to this day, more or less, the budget has to be a lot more expensive than whatever it's going to be in the media.
Shared universe in 2023 going on 2024. I agree. In 2023 going on 2024, a shared universe for DC on the big screen, I don't think it is good, because I don't think that they've built a consumer base that is steady, consistent, and happy with anything enough for them to even attempt such a thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like, this is the most frustrating part. They kind of have a blueprint even in the animation side of things, because of the DC animated universe that started off with Flashpoint and then ended with Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. So they kind of have a blueprint of a shared universe in their own animated movies that they were doing. So it's like, why is this so hard for the live action side, but for the animation side, you got it in spades? And before anyone answers that, I can tell you why. Because apparently this is an actual thing. Warner Brothers apparently doesn't really believe in their animation studio. Like, apparently they just let them be because they just don't really pay attention to them, because they don't believe in their animation side of things.
Yeah, I mean, does that really surprise anybody?
Nope.
I mean, it doesn't me. It's just, it's unfortunate, but I mean, that's just the way that it is with this company, man. And, it's just, man, man, what else has been kicking? Oh, the WGA strike shit. Apparently just the actors now are left. They've reached a deal for the writers.
Yep.
Did I hear that right, Jeffrey?
Yeah, the strike is supposed to officially end midnight. So yeah, that's good on them. But yeah, now it's just the actors' turn, and really the actors are now, and really right now the actors are still going to be pulling double duty pretty much, because yesterday they might, because just today apparently they have a strike. They got a strike authorization vote, and 98% of the Actors Guild said yes to vote against the video game to go on strike against major video game companies too. So yeah, that's going to be interesting on that front.
What about the voice actors?
The voice actors, they're the same thing. They're actors, and voice actors are the same thing. So they're in the same boat.
Okay.
But
all right. Yeah, I was wondering about that. Well, I mean, yeah, so the strike, there looks like there's finally an end in sight for the strike. What else is going on in the DC world, guys, that we missed? The fact that now there's murmurs and rumors that Gal Gadot might come back again after all to the DCU. I seriously doubt it. Maybe as a new character. I don't think she'll be back as Wonder Woman, but
maybe as a new character, but I don't think she's going to be back as Wonder Woman, because if so, that's going to be a whole cluster of problems of confusion for the audience, because not only do you have Margot Robbie returning as Harley Quinn, now you have Gal Gadot returning as Wonder Woman, who is one of the Trinity, and it's like, why don't you have Ben Affleck and Henry Cavill, even though you have a actor who looks like a young Henry Cavill for Superman in your movie? It's just going to be so confusing.
Right. See what we got here. I wonder if they filmed any scenes to wrap up the DCEU or what. The Flash really didn't reset the universe.
Yeah, it really didn't. I mean, they probably did in one of the director's cuts of the Flash that we talked about. But yeah, they really didn't close out anything.
Okay, and let's see. The animated movies have people that are comic book writers, and they use mostly material from the books, but changes it up some. Me too. I can see her back. I can't see her back as Wonder Woman. I can't stand these fake fans and fake optimism.
Yeah.
Gun fans. Yeah, I know. They're a bunch of like 17 and 16-year-olds, dude. And they got none better to do, you know, and it is what it is. I mean, you know, I don't know. I mean, this studio, man, I know it's the same mother freakers behind closed doors, because they're still making the same moves. Same studio, same people, same moves. They're switching the people around the people that are making the moves behind closed doors, but they're not getting rid of the motherfuckers that are actually making these dumbass moves. WB bought those fans to smear Snyder and the company. Oh, they've just since 2016.
Yep.
Chase after MCU. MCU, be like Deadpool. Chase after MCU. Be more like Deadpool. Chase after MCU. Like, they just do not stop. They won't stop. They won't stop till they've ran that fucking company into the ground. But even now, they're like, you know, as soon as Suicide Squad came out, they wanted James Gunn to fucking direct the sequel. Then they wanted James Gunn. Then they wanted him, you know, to direct the entire, you know, to take over the entire film studio.
Yeah.
And now they're still just MCU this, MCU that. Now it's called the DCU. Why? Because it sounds just like MCU. We want an MCU. We don't want a DC universe. We want an MCU. Well, motherfucker, you don't own the MCU. I don't know. It's just it's ignorant as fuck. Like, this studio really just needs to sell off this IP to somebody like Universal or somebody.
Yeah.
Seriously. And honestly, yeah, that's how it feels. I mean, it feels like they put Gunn in, you know. And then we also found out too that they knew when they brought Henry Cavill back, and they had him announce that he was back and that he had plans and this and that. They knew then. They had Gunn hired to write a Superman movie.
Yep. And
they knew then that they were going to put Gunn in charge. An article new information broke about this a week or so ago. So these mother freakers knew this the whole time, didn't tell Cavill, brought Cavill back, purposely misled him, purposely misled fans just to try to get people to go see a fucking movie.
Yep. And so yeah, it was like so yeah, and also like talking about Creature Commandos real quick. Like still like I still keep forgetting that's supposed to happen. And James Gunn even said, you know what? I'm not even don't even believe what James Gunn says at this point, because he said multiple things are going to be the first DCU movie or the first DCU project. First, it was going to be The Flash, which he said was going to reset everything, which it didn't. Then he said it was going to be Blue Beetle, and guess what? That didn't happen. Like apparently that was supposed to. Yeah, he kept on saying that Blue Beetle was going to be the first DCU character, but yeah, he said this weird thing where Blue Beetle was going to be the first DCU character, but the first DCU movie was going to be Superman Legacy, which that doesn't make any sense at all. Like Blue Beetle is going to be the first DCU character you're going to introduce, but the movie isn't canon. Is that what you're saying? And then he said, and now he says that Creature Commandos is going to be the first DCU project. Like it just, like him just going back on his word, saying that, oh no, this is the first DCU project. No, this is the first DCU project. No, this is the first DCU project. It's like, dude, just be quiet. Just be quiet and just let what happens, because you, with what you're saying, it just doesn't make any sense at all. It just really doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn's probably a little goofy fucker. He'd probably be cool to have a beer with.
Yeah.
But, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But for someone like him to have this much responsibility and be in this high level of in charge, he's not competent. He can't keep his head screwed on straight. You know, he's a recovering alcoholic, borderline pedo. I mean, it's just, I mean, dude, they could have literally put anybody else besides him in charge, and I would have more faith in them.
Yeah.
You know, just right out the gate, he seems like he's just scrambling left and right, trying to come up with bullshit excuses. And I mean, this is the position that he's put himself in. He's the one that has agreed to do all this, so he's kind of got to reap what he sowed.
Yeah.
And follow through now. And if that Superman movie ain't lit, boy, I tell you what.
Yeah.
Man, some folks are going to be not so happy with him.
Yep.
But, yeah, guys, so that's basically it for the topics today on the live stream. I was telling Jeffrey earlier a little bit about what's going on. Me and my gal, who've been together about 11 and a half, 12 years, separated. She's taken the kids, moved out. My bills are stacking up, and we're going through a custody battle with my 8-year-old son right now, and it's just been really tough. There's a lot of legalities and lawyers and stuff involved right now, and I don't really know how much I can say. I probably already said too much on the live. I don't know what can be used against me or what can't, but I've just been in a really dark place lately, like just feeling like I'm falling, like I told Jeffrey, into a bottomless pit, and it just doesn't end. And yeah, and I cleared out my finances, and like I bought this house, got her the ring, you know, I did everything, and you know, I've raised and helped take care of her children from like 8 to like one's 21 now, and the daughter's like almost 17. He's going to be 17 here in a month. And just a lot, just I've done a lot, and I've just been very lonely. My son's been like basically being, I can't even see him right now. And I am just like broke. All my finances are cleared out. Hell, my mother's fucking finances. She I had to borrow money from her to get this lawyer and everything, and it's just a lot of stuff going on. And yeah, I don't like right now. I don't even know what the hell I'm gonna do for dinner right now. Like, like it's just sad, man. I've just been in like a real bad place, man, and just real depressed lately. And I'm sorry I haven't been able to get any episodes up on the channels. I really hate to ask you guys, but I don't really, if you guys like, I've got like, I'm like broke right now, like trying to just keep my internet and cable and shit on. But I have a Cash App that's on most of my videos. I don't put it, the link is in my description of my videos, but keep me in your prayers. And if you guys got an extra, want to try to help out a little bit to some small degree, even a few dollars would help. But either way, I'm going to trying to keep pushing and trying to, keep it pushing. It's just been real hard. I wanted to do this live stream today because there was so much shit that we missed out that I wanted to talk to you guys about that I didn't think that a single episode would do us justice. So I'm happy and thankful that Jeffrey Warfield could make it tonight. Thank you, my co-host. I appreciate you for being here.
Anytime, man. Anytime.
I wait, and hopefully I can hear from my son soon. Hopefully. But yeah, I just want you guys to know, like I said, it took everything in me to get up today just to be able to do this. To be able to get on here and go live. And it's just, I don't know, I just feel like I'm just so drained of energy. Just in a bad place right now, but I hope things will get better. Just want you guys to know my absence. I don't know if my absence is going to continue or not. I really don't know right now, but I'm going to try my best for that to not happen. No promises, but if so, you guys know what it is. But anyway, but yeah, like I said, you guys know my description on my videos, got all my information on there, and my Cash App, my profile, I don't think, the only thing ain't on there is my damn phone number. But some of you guys have me on like Facebook and social media and shit like that. You guys see any like dark posts that go up and go down, just ignore them. Just going through the motions, man. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. And Jeffrey, anything you want to say before we close out, brother?
Really just that it was fun talking to you, man, and having fun with you, and having fun with this live stream. And I know that you definitely need some fun time like this, especially in this dark time. But yeah, just really glad to be here with you and just talk to you and have fun with you. So yeah, just really glad to really good to be here supporting. Just really good to hear your voice and really just have some fun with you.
Yeah, I thanks, Jeffrey. It's really same here, man. It's I needed this. I really did, man. But all right, guys. Well, Well, like me and Jeffrey always say, till next time, my friends. Peace.
Peace.